Hey guys, Buff and Game back today, bringing you a video, and today we are turning the AK-103 into the AKMS. So we'll be covering this in today's conversion video. I'll show you how to make this. We'll jump into the firing range, take a look at how it handles, and see how it handles in-game against bots, as well as some differences versus the original AK-47 and the AKMS. So let's go ahead now, and we will back out. Here is the final design. It's a simple conversion. I added one or two additional attachments here, but here's the conversion. The AKM and the AKMS, particularly what we'll be covering here today. So we'll go ahead, back out. Now you're obviously going to want the cast-off 7.62 for this conversion. At base, this is the AK-103, firing 7.62 by 39 millimeters. So we'll go ahead and select that. Now going into the firing range here, you're going to want, first off, the stock option would be the key attachment here. So two key attachments would be the barrel. You're going to want this CAS 7 406 millimeter barrel on this. Is going to give us the wooden handguard of the AKM. And obviously you can see the old worn down wood there. So the barrel length is 16.5 or 16.3 in real life, so 415. So this is a little bit 450 millimeters in real life. So this is a little bit shorter than it would be in real life, but relatively close, just about the same. So we'll go ahead and select that. You can see how worn it is. You can also see the hand guard differences there versus the original AK-47 as well, to better hand placement. Now the other key attachment here is going to be the stock option. So we have a couple of different stocks here. We can make the AKM with the wooden stock, or the AKMS, the S being the underfolding buttstock here with this ProLite TL3 stock. This is going to give us sprinting speed, aim walking speed, crouch movement speed, aim down sight speed. Cons are aim and stability and the recoil control. So we'll select that, and then obviously I didn't go over the pros here for this barrel attachment, but you get the recoil control and bullet velocity improvements, and the hip recoil control improves. The cons here are movement, damage at range, hip fire accuracy, and aim down sight speed. So this is a heavy barrel, so you're going to lose damage at range, but it's going to give you a good amount of recoil control. The only one that's going to top that is the K30, and I think that's it. So those are the only two that are going to give you better recoil control, is going to be the K30. So good barrel attachment there. Now next up, the magazine. Since this is a more modern polymer magazine here, we're going to go ahead and get that steel 40-round magazine on here, just so it looks more like an older rustic AKMS. So this is going to increase our magazine ammo capacity from 30 to 40 of that 7.62 by 39 millimeters. So we'll select that. And then really here, the only addition that I added is I put on this ST70 grip to kind of mimic like a US Palm pistol grip for the AK, just because I didn't really have any other. There's really nothing else to use here, so you really don't even need this, but I thought it would be good for flinch resistant, and again, it looks good on this weapon. So that's really the final design. If you were to put an optic on this, it's going to add the rail dust cover. So you're not going to be using the side-mounted dovetail mount there that you can see on the left-hand side. It's going to add the Picatinny rail dust cover. And then for the muzzle attachment, we already have the correct muzzle attachment here on the AKMS. So anything else you add here is personal choice. And then the underbarrel option, you can see they actually added correctly. You don't get the wooden built-in wood grip on this at all this time around, but you do get a correct rail mount on there instead of just kind of what we saw with Raven, or not even Raven, but in Cold War and even Vanguard, just kind of welding grips to the bottom of handguard. So they actually have the right attachments there, which looks good, and that changes based on the barrel attachment. The laser is going to go on this right-hand side pick rail there. That's right there below the gas block. And other than that, that's really it. Now, ammunition, you can also throw on something here. I'm going to put on armor piercing for the bullet penetration and the vehicle damage. Cons are the bullet velocity. So this is our final design for the AKMS. Again, this is the more modernized version of the original AK-47 titled the AKM. And then the variant of that here is the MS, meaning the underfolding stock that you can see here. So this would just fold. You can see it has two swivels there. So it literally just folds under and up and tucks in underneath the handguard there. Now with this 40-round magazine, it actually would not be able to underfold completely and lock under the handguard. But with a 30-round, it would, or you would just remove the magazine and then do it. So it folds all the way under and locks in right underneath the bottom of the handguard there for a more compact design of the AKM. So that is the AKMS. Go ahead and back out. Let's go ahead and jump in the firing range and take a look at how this thing handles. Surprisingly, really good recoil control, despite the lack of attachments that we're using on this for recoil control. The only thing here is the barrel. So you can see, first off, the weapon inspect, just a really nice... It's really nice to have modern AKs and be able to go back and make the older AKs. I see a lot of people complain that they always want the original, like the AKMs in the games, but it's better to have a modern design and be able to make the older design here with the AKM and the AKMS, instead of what we had was the original AK-47, I believe, in Modern Warfare 2019. So it looks good. Checking out the recoil control here. Again, it's going to hit really hard with that 7.62 by 39mm. And again, pretty decent recoil control all the way out. Because of the slower rate of fire, around 550 rounds per minute to 600, you're going to easily be able to get shots on target. It doesn't kick too bad either because it is that intermediary cartridge with a 7.62 by 39mm. So it's a little bit smaller of a round, obviously, than 7.62 by 51 NATO round. This really is that intermediary caliber between something like the 5.45 and or the 5.45 or 5.56 and the 7.62 by 51 battle rifle round. So this caliber here basically fills that NGSW role that the U.S. Military just selected with the Sig Sauer MCX Spear. So that's it. Now the recoil control for this, check it out here. We just fired this against the wall. It's gonna kick basically straight vertical and a little bit to the right. So pretty easy to control that here. If we just go ahead and pull down and to the left slightly. And there you go. You have pretty much all center shots there. Those are all gonna be center mass. Pretty easy to control. This is the AKMS. And we have those armor-piercing rounds. Looks really good. It'd be really cool if you could underfold the stock. I know you could do that in Tarkov, but you can't do it here. But jumping into the gameplay, just playing with this on Shoot House, I figured this would be a suitable map for this weapon. Just showing it off here. Nothing special because there's not really that many attachments. It would have been really cool if you could select whether you wanted a rail dust cover or to use that side dovetail mount. I'm sure we'll probably see some blueprints down the road with that just because we see it. We see the dovetail mount used on the AKS 74U. Other than that, it's all the same things that we've talked about previously with all the AK videos. I'll probably do an all AK build video here soon, and we'll go in depth to everything. But all the attachments on this thing are the same. We have the side dovetail mount. We have the charging handle on the right-hand side. Select fire on the right-hand side as well. Magazine release is that paddle release right in between the mag well and the trigger guard. And you just rock that thing in, and you can see it in the reload animation. Looks really, really good. And then obviously you can remove the dust cover on these weapons in real life with that that button there right in front of where you're aiming. Like you can see it in the first-person view here in the gameplay. There's that little button right at the bottom of the dust cover, and you'd push that in and remove the dust cover to take it apart and clean it, things like that. So pretty cool weapon here. Again, a lot of fun to use this thing. I love the AK-103, and I love making it here into the AKMS. We can make some really nice builds, and that's what I really love. I loved making, even using the AKMS in Tarkov was a lot of fun. You'd throw an optic on there, maybe a PBS-1 suppressor, and it was a lot of fun. And you can modernize these platforms, even in Tarkov. You know, in real life, you can take the AKMS and upgrade the handguards, everything like that. So it's a really fun weapon here. And especially we could modernize this thing with all those attachments just like in Tarkov. So I might do a series where I go into like different Tarkov builds versus Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 builds, but that would require me to grind in Tarkov, which is a lot of work. But I might be able to dig back through some old footage and find some things like that. But let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys enjoy the content, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I have all my social media links down below. We have Instagram, Twitter. Probably best places to get a hold of me are those two, as well as the Discord link is down below too. We have a great community. You guys can PM me in the Discord or just at me in any of the channels that we have there. So we have a really good community approaching 500 members. I also co-host the Scope podcast with Crash Games FPS. I'll leave that link down below in the description as well to his channel and the Scope page. We do a podcast typically every Monday, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. We've interviewed some pretty big names, like Big Fry TV was on just the other week. We just interviewed Antti, the developer for Road to Vostok. He's solo developing that, and that game's looking amazing. So we've had a couple big names on, Blue the Robot. We run that show, or the podcast, every Monday. Be sure to check that out. If you guys enjoy that, we do clips, things like that. So subscribe to that channel, like those videos as well. Helps out those smaller channels like ours as we're trying to grow up and gain more subscribers here. So we're approaching, I think, 37,000 at this point. When we get into Season 2 here, I will be doing a giveaway, so stay tuned for that. I'll be doing giveaways for the seasons. And we'll also be picking up the live stream, things like that. So the Twitch link is down below as well. I will be Twitch streaming here in the next couple days for the holidays, as well as over on YouTube also. So be sure to check all those things out. Like I said, best places to get a hold of me are in those links for the social media and Discord. And let me know some recommendations for weapon conversions that you guys want to see. What weapons do you want to see coming for Season 2? We don't know anything about what weapons could be coming for Season 2. So I'm really excited to see what those end up being. I think Season 2 will launch around February sometime, early February. So that should be pretty interesting to see what kind of weapons we get. And operators, I believe Ronin is already rumored. But let me know your thoughts down below. Till next time, this is Buffner Gaming with the classic AKMS with that underfolding stock. Till next time, Buffner Gaming, out.